Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted as always to be joined by Joe Gallagher. Let's start some shit again, Joe. Let's do it.
No, I'm going straight in.
Like, how was the feedback from that last interview? Yourself?
Well, as you know, when you asked me to do an interview, I was like, yeah, all right then. But you could see me as the interview went on, and you said at the end of it, it was like, wow, you just seem to have like wanted to let a load of stuff out. I think of frustration. A load of 6-7 pressure cookers. I sort of like let it out. Do I regret doing the interview? No, not really. The stuff that I've said in there that most probably wasn't the appropriate thing to say. I've said in an interview as well. I know I've got stick for bringing in the racial element, and that I apologise for. That wasn't the word I was looking for, and I even said it to you afterwards. Said that was the wrong word. That wasn't the word. I was just frustrated here at the moment, and I think equality was the word I was looking for. And if it offended anybody at Sky or anybody at Matchroom, then I apologise. That racial wasn't the word I was looking for. It was equality, and people have been on saying, "Oh, Eddie Hearn wants an apology," and you know, one day I sent Eddie a text straight away, the same day that the thingy went out, saying, "Hey Eddie, listen, I think I used the wrong word there. It wasn't the racial word, so I'm sorry for saying that. It was the equality." So I don't know why he's trying to make a big thing 3 days later when he had the text on the Sunday, and I showed it you, do you understand? So yeah, but that's it. But as far as everything else, it's like the amount of people that fighters, trainers, managers, promoters that inboxed me, emailed me, DM'd me, saying, oh, like, I'm like, well, I didn't do it to that. I was just talking about my bottle stable, and then when I was talking, people always say, what happened to McDonald's, or the FIs, or the Walsh brothers, or Ricky Burns, and I thought, well, it's not just mine, there's others out there. So that was it. But like I say, I spoke to Adam Smith. We had a good chat the other night, and I got on very well with Adam Smith. I remember him first starting off in Florida when he did the Jeff Lacey, Robin Reed fight. He was there learning his low. So we just feel like we've come through together. And he was having a hard time. There was a boss at Sky there that was making him jump through hoops. And that was it. So Adam was always, and like quite rightly said, through the last 10, 20 years, Sky have always been there for boxing. Always, regardless of the content. It's always been there when BBC, ITV, I've dropped it, other cables, Santanta, whoever, do you understand, I've gone, but Sky have been there. So you can't argue in that, and he's, like I say, he gets stick, and I think that's just the fans really, with social media and that these days. And listen, I'm the first to say, like, well, that's a rubbish card, and that isn't a fight, and I moan and I kick and moan, but I'm a boxing fan as well. But I also know on the other side of it. So as far as that, like I said, we had a good chat. What we did establish, ending the conversation with Adam Smith, that he does want Callum Johnson fighting, he does want Natasha Jonas fighting, he does want Liam Smith fighting, and he said to me, I want Natasha Jonas, she can go on any show, and Callum Johnson from now till Christmas. So I'm like, right, brilliant, no problem. So he understands, like I say, he now, obviously, Ed Robinson's in charge of the boxing there, and Adam's like the company man, and he was mostly getting stick off everybody in higher positions. And that was it. And he said he was going to have a chat with Eddie. I just wanted to let him know, was he aware that fighters are wanting to fight, they're agreeing to fight and pushing it, but you're the one that's given a contract to Eddie and Matchroom for the content. Surely you must be asking, where's Liam, Tasha, Callum Johnson, where are they? And if you're not, why weren't you? And he said, no, we want them, we love Beefy, we love the Smiths. And he does, Adam, he's been very good to me in the stable and everything else, but that was it. So what Eddie may be telling them might have been totally different to what was really going on. So he was got to say and have a chat with Eddie. And then that was it. So that went all right. So then I seen Eddie's interview the other day. Phone blew up and saying, Eddie's laid into you. And I thought, thank God Kell Brook put something out, or they got the full of wrath. Like, do you know what I mean? I think
so Kell Brook took the heat off you?
I think he did. But it was funny because when Eddie does this, the amount of oxygen we spent on Gallagher and Sky, and I'm like, hang on a minute, Eddie, you're talking like you didn't get benefit from them events. Scott Quigg versus Kiko Martinez, Anthony Croller in his world title fights at the Manchester Arena, Callum Smith, Rocky Field, and Callum Johnson, it's Beterbiev out abroad, Liam Smith. So it's like Sky and you Matchroom have good stuff from the fighters that are in there. They've always been in the big fights, always in good fights. In case of wasted oxygen, it's like the fighters have deserved it. Then he goes on to say, the fighters, I'm stopping them getting them work. Well, hang on a minute, Eddie. Just let me go on it. Natasha Jonas, Liam Smith, Jose Burton, Paul Butler. They're all of MTK, managed by MTK. What have I got to do with that? I don't have a say in that. And also, secondly, the fighters all have a mouth themselves. So you reference Sam Hyde and Marcus Morrison. Sam Hyde agreed to take the Glover fight, but it was agreed for Manchester. I can show you all the text. Manchester, Crawler undercard. Eddie says, oh no, we want to put it in Liverpool now, we want to move it to Liverpool. And I said, no, we're not doing it at Liverpool. We've got Callum Smith that night against John Ryder and Stevens on the undercard. That's it. I don't want no more on it. I need to concentrate. That's a big fight. Keep Sam in Manchester. Crawler was on a farewell fight. Keep Sam Glover. So that's how that was nothing to do with money. It was accepted. Marcus Morrison accepted to take the Wellborn fight, but he'd gone ahead and done cash. Marcus Morrison just accepted to fight Cullen. And we were in the gym, and there's a press release. Jack Cullen's fighting somebody else. I messaged Eddie and go, I thought we agreed on that fight 3 weeks ago, there's a fight. And you've replied back and gone, it's at 168. Okay then, so what now for Marcus? So, like I said the other day, sometimes Eddie's a bit like Donald Trump in with the fake news. But like I say, as much as Eddie huffs and puffs and everything else, he understands, and he is doing podcasts at the moment. No passion, no point. Well, Eddie, you're full of passion, but I'm full of passion. I'm full of passion for my fighters. These fighters are full of passion. They want to fight the best in the world. So we're full of it. We want it. You as a promoter should be going, fucking hell, I've got a stable, a thirsty, a trainer, absolutely hungry to be the best of what he is, push his fighters and everything else. We want that. He shares the same ambition, same drive, and he wants what's right for him. Surely not. Surely you shouldn't be putting a towel over it. So quickly go back 2 minutes. So Adam Smith said Natasha and Cam Johnson can go on any show this year. Okay. I want Natasha Jonas to fight this year and Callum Johnson. The public, looking at social media, want Callum Johnson and Natasha Jonas to fight this year. MTK, who I know Natasha's talking to, her management company, speaking to Tom and Anto, they want Natasha to fight this year. So why ain't Natasha fighting this year, Cam Johnson? Well, that's because of Eddie, one man. It's either Eddie or Frank Smith. Sometimes I can't go at Eddie. We've got to start talking more of Frank Smith because he's taking over that role now more. And I think Ross is the match. I don't know who the matchmaker is now. I think it's Ross Garrity. But so when I did the interview, it wasn't racial, and I apologise, like I said, to anyone at Matchroom, anyone at Sky, Adam, Eddie, whoever. That wasn't it. It was about equality. So here we go with Natasha Jonas. Equality. A girl who's fought. Every girl that's fought since the boxing started is fighting a second time before Christmas. Natasha Jonas should have been on the women's card. The TV company want Natasha on the bill. Any bill from now to Christmas. I want her on it. She wants her on it. The public want her on it. MTK want her on it. Why aren't you putting her on it? So you're putting every other girl on it. I think he said Shannon Courtney, Ellis, or I've got Martin Murray's bill. Why is Natasha? So you're making a point of it now. But that's not for me. I'm just saying it from a coaching point of view. As an interview, I'm seeing this wealth of talent here that's going, they're at the top now. It won't be long before they start coming down the side. They've got to do it while they can, and they're in the gym. They've got a trainer there that's pushing for the best for them. So to say I'm stopping the fighters getting dates, well, I have nothing to do with Natasha Jonas or Liam Smith. So why aren't they fighting? Sam Hyde, Marcus Morrison, Callum Johnson. What's the problem with Callum? What's Callum Johnson done wrong? He isn't. So, but like you say, that's it. So, as I said, just to read again, if I upset anyone with the terms, I apologise, whether it's to anybody at Sky, anywhere at Matchroom, whether it be Adam, Eddie, whoever, that was it. But Eddie did get the apology on the night, and you've seen it, and you've seen me text, and it was in the heat of the moment, and like I said somewhere else, we're not media trained, we're not, do you know what I mean? We were just, sometimes you hit it and it just comes out, and that's what the interview for us.
You mentioned passion there. Sometimes you're passionate. Just
yeah, no, it's passionate. But Eddie's interview now, Gary Lineker, his interview, someone no passion, no point. We've got a gym full of passion here. We've got a trainer here that's mad passionate for the best, wants the best. So for you to turn around and go, it's me stopping the fighters. No, how is it? I don't manage half of them. So why can't they go on that fight? Adam Smith and Sky want Natasha on the bill. I want her on it, the fans want her on, and management want her on. Just answer me, why won't you put her on then? So there's that. So, and Callum Johnson is another one. So, and if you aren't, then you're not being fair then. We are talking about a quality case. It's plain to see. Do you understand?
Because we mentioned Callum Smith as well. When I done an interview with Callum, he's itching to get out this year as well.
He wants to fight whoever Callum wanted to fight. He wanted to fight in March before lockdown instead of hanging on for Canelo. I keep saying, get out, get out, get out. Even if it's whoever, get out. You're just seeing Billy Joe now, Marty Murray. Just get out, get a fight, get someone. We know we can't bring in the best. We know we can't get Plant or Benavides, but just fight. You're in the prime of your career. It's 30 now, Callum. 30. He's got to be out and fighting regular and often, and that's it. It's just damaging. You've seen him in the gym today. He's training. He's 6 rounds sparring. The gym's busy. It's a hive, and everyone wants to work. So. Yeah, but just Eddie made me laugh the other day. And do you know what? I said it in the interview with you. I know Eddie well enough now. I wouldn't say it's a love-hate. I said to you, he gets things 99 his way. Sometimes they're gone. But it is that banter. But he's tried his arm with Callum Johnson and the purse bids and whatever, and Tasha. Eddie's big enough. I'm sure he is now. I'm sure his ego hasn't gone that big where he can't take banter no more. I know. I'm really looking forward to the new Relentless book that's coming out. I've managed to get it. Here it is, Relentless. Really looking forward to that. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So that's it.
Have you read it?
No, I've read it. I'm disappointed. I couldn't find Eddie's name in it. Like, do you know what I mean? I just couldn't. Eddie, I'm looking for it. I thought, oh, will he mention? And so I'm starting from the top to the bottom, and I must have bought the wrong Relentless book on Amazon. I'm sorry, Eddie. Could you send me one, please? I see you giving them out signed, and I've got the wrong book, Eddie. Could you send me one, please, mate? Ta, pal. Thanks, mate. So yeah, Eddie, that's it. And people saying to me, "Oh, you've been..." No, we're not. And I'll sit and say, look, listen. People are wanting Natasha and Cam Johnson on, and they say this, but you go and watch Anthony Joshua's bill. You go and watch how many of Anthony Joshua's stable is on that back card.
In saying that, can Natasha and Callum not get on that bill?
Well, Anthony Joshua's bill, but let's see how many of Anthony Joshua's stables on it. There'll most probably be, is Thingy fighting for a world title, Okola on it? Okola be on it. That's Soko, whatever it's called. He'll be on it. Whoever else, JJ. So AJ will have 3 or 4. So that's like, Eddie, you're being told who's on it. You're getting told who's on it. I don't know who's on Dylan White's. I'm sure there'll be a couple of Dylan White's. There's Fabio Dylan's kid. Is somebody else Dylan White's kid? So Eddie, you're being told that's in it. So we're not trying to tell you. We're not in that position to tell you. We're just asking you. But you get told by others, but you dictate to others. So for you to say to, if it's you or Frank Smith, to tell Natasha, who've told MTK that I've told Natasha got told on Tuesday she's not fighting until next year. That's funny. Adam Smith phoned me the day before and said Tasha can go on any bill she wants. I'm speaking to Eddie. So why have you told MTK that? MTK and management, it's nothing to do with me. The girl wants to fight. Christmas is coming. Like we all are. Do you understand? But she put everything into that fight for Terry Harper, and I think everyone else is getting a job out. We're not asking for a huge world title fight. We're asking for an 8-rounder. We're asking for her to keep her relevant with Katie Taylor, Terry Harper. That's all we're trying to do. Like Cam Johnson, we're trying to keep him relevant. You've wheeled him out. You've talked about him, but what's it? Well, give him a fight. That's it. Keep it relevant. Give him a fight. Then the people can start thinking, wow, you've just seen Anthony Hardy fight Dex Spielman. You've seen somebody else fight whoever. Takeovers. Give Cam Johnson a job out. And let's see, get people talking, going, yeah, CJ, looks the bollocks. Oh, looking forward to that boxer. Hey, Tasha did well. I know it was only an 8-rounder, but hey, that'll be good now. The rematch of Terry next year, or Katie, whatever. Just keep them relevant. That. We're not asking for Eddie to put on 2 puddings, are we? We're fighting for 2 fighters that have fought for world titles and that can still become world champions.
You mentioned Eddie's No Passion, No Point podcast. Now, I don't think people want to see me interviewing you on IFL TV. I think what the real fans want to see is you on No Passion, No Point with Eddie Hearn. Imagine you two on that podcast together. Can you imagine that? That'll be all passion. There'll be no point. It'll be all passion.
No, listen, Eddie is. There's one thing you've got to admire what Eddie's done. And before anyone starts giving me Gallagher retracting bollocks for sucking up, I'm not. You've got to look. Eddie was ambition. He came on board. I remember him walking around the arena, dead nervous, scared, and in tow with Bazza. And then all of a sudden he tried his luck with Audley, David Hay, and then he's gone. And you've seen how Matchroom's built. But he's ambitious, Eddie. You just have to sit back. This Eddie Hearn now isn't the Eddie Hearn of 5 years ago. Eddie Hearn was finding his feet with Carl Froch. Eddie Hearn wasn't giving as many interviews there. Eddie Hearn, no context Hearn, banter Hearn. We're seeing it when we're on tour with him with the Quig Frampton, and Eddie's loving it. He's on League of Their Own, whatever now. He's on podcast. There's talks to him, trying to get a chat show, and fair play to him. But he's ambitious. He wants to go out there, and he wants to be the best that he can be, and he wants to test himself against the best promoters in the world, your Al Haymans, your Bob Arams, and he wants to go and conquer America. He's a driven man and everything else. And like he says, he wants to go forward. I know he said to Kell Brook, well, if you turn your back on me, that's it, you're done. But I think he dropped the bollock there, because I'm sure Selby left and went to Al Heyman and is on the bill this weekend. I'm sure James DeGale pissed off and came back. I'm sure Dylan White went flying around America to meet Al Heyman because he couldn't get the money for Joshua and came back. So there is, and it is like, if it makes money, it makes sense with Eddie, and that's it to an extent. But he for all, and that's it, his passion is going to do that. He emotional can't be, I've fucking got to deal with Gallagher now. But Eddie has had worse people to deal with than me in boxing terms, because I'm not bad at all. He's had, what am I saying, I'm sure him and he's documenting saying dealing with Barry McGuigan in that time was a pain. If you be round Eddie, he'll say, oh, he's a pain to deal with, he's a pain to deal with, he's a pain to deal with. Do you understand? But I just think Eddie thinks I'm an easy cat to kick round the living room, or easy to go at. Do you know what I mean? So but it is, I think he's passionate and wants to conquer the world and promoting, and I'm passionate and I want to conquer the world with my fighters. And you've seen that with Callum Johnson stepping up to fight B2B, everyone, no one else would. Do you understand? Liam Smith going fighting Canelo, who could have sat in that belt for years. Do you know what I mean? Crawler should have a few defences. No, let's go and fight Linares. Do you know what I mean? Quig, do you know what I mean? Oh, let's fight Paul Smith Ward. So we can't accuse. Do you know what I mean? It's not hard to deal with that. We're always wanting soft touches. We're like, no, we want to fight Callum Johnson. So listen, that's it. Like Eddie said, it's all news. Don't want to know, and I'm sure. I'm sure I'll look back at this interview and want to come back again, but it's just all move on. Listen, Eddie, at the end of the day, the fighters got work. You've got world-class fighters that are willing to fight anyone. Just give them a dates and give them a job, and don't come with silly money. Do you know what I mean? So that's it.
Well, I won't keep you much longer, Joe, because I know you're probably itching to go home and stuff like that, and so am I. But you're a boxing man, and there's a big fight this weekend, so I want to get your thoughts on Uysk Chisora. Just you'll obviously be watching that on the telly, I'm sure.
No, I won't.
No?
No, I'm not.
I don't know if you're sarcastic or...
No, I'm not paying... I listen to go, but I'm not... the lads in the gym and everyone close notes, I won't watch fights unless they're relevant or people will be going to come on our radar, but there's no one on that show that's me going to pay, what is it, £20 for it? Yeah, so no, and I'll watch it a week later when it's on Sky for free, so it's not... You know what I mean? I stayed up and watched Loma Lomachenko when we were down there. It was a great fight, yeah, so... That was it, but no, listen, Uysk Chisora, it's a good fight. Uysk, we've seen him in the World Boxing Super Series, good cruiserweight, he's had one out in a heavyweight. Be interesting to see whether he can take heavyweight power. That's what Derek's got, he's got good power. But I don't know whether the fleet-footedness of Uysk for 12 rounds, Derek might not be able to get to him, unless they've asked for the smallest ring possible. Giving them advantage. He has David Hay, who's been in the big stage, who knows what size ring for the right opponent at the right time. And if Derek can drag him into a big fight, get up close, lean on him, pull on him, and if Uysk's punches aren't really registering and Derek thinks he can take him, then he's just got to keep coming and keep coming and coming. And if you can drag him into rounds 9, 10 and try and get him late, I think that's the only way that Derek can most probably to win that fight.
No, Joe, I won't keep you much longer. Again,
That's all right. You've made a big effort down here. If there's anything else you want to talk about, like we'll talk about shows.
Have you got a book coming out?
Well, no. Listen, we're in the middle of. Do you know what's really hard though is remembering stuff, going back, because you can go back and talk, and you talk about stuff. Then you come away and go, oh shit, I forgot about that. And you go back, and there's so much. So I've said everyone knows what we're doing. There's going to be chapters. Every fighter that I've had will have a chapter, and other people who were relevant at that time or involved at that time, they'll be cross-referenced throughout the chapters. But there'll be a chapter on Callum Smith, a chapter on Stephen, Matthew Macklin, John Murray, Joe Murray, amateur years, and that'll be it.
Hopefully I'll be in that book with the part where you're trying to make Callum Smith, the Canelo fight in Arizona, and Andrew McCART from IFL TV witness the conversation. Maybe I can get you mentioned in the book, John?
I'll do that for him. No problem. It's what I said. Eddie made me laugh when he said he's done a business book now, Relentless, joking aside, and the McGruver one. He's got to do one on winning, and I thought to myself, at some point I'll be in that book. But do you know what, Eddie? He wouldn't just on principle, do you know what I mean? So... no, all's good. I just want the kids to get fights now, and I got clarity from Adam Smith what the situation was with Sky and money. They haven't cut back on money for boxing, so Eddie Hearn and Matt Troom are still getting the same money. So that's it. And Eddie says, revenue and 40% and all that. They know all the ins and outs, but the main thing is the way that we've been told, like, money's cut back and this and that. We understand there's no crowd, we understand this, but there's 3 pay-per-views from now till Christmas, so the fighters have a Callum Johnson and Natasha Jonas. If they're after a bit of money, then put them on them shows where there's a revenue to generate it. So listen, Eddie's good at what he does. I'd say I'm good at what I do, and that's it.
So, I'm good at what I do.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's it. But thanks for coming down today. What did you think of the gym today?
You know what, I enjoyed watching Cam spar. I enjoyed watching your young guy that you want to keep an eye on now, young Callum Thompson. For people that don't know, you said to me he's the best kept secret in boxing when he turns pro, so one to watch out for. I said that in an interview, that because you've basically bigged him up and said he's one to watch out for. There's no pressure on that, but I'm going to be keeping a close eye on him now. So the gym is buzzing. I've seen you had the academy kids in as well, which is good to see you giving back to the community. I mean, it was good to finally come down. It's the first time I've been. Yeah,
no, the academy, they're off half turn, and what I always say to the kids at the time, I remember years ago when we were at Moss Side and people used to come in the amateurs and watched Ensley Bingham and Morris Cohen, Carl Thompson spar. It's like, wow. And because they used to be in amateurs, they see amateur fights, but they're seeing like pros sparring and like hurtful stuff.
Like Callum Smith,
Callum Smith, and you're seeing Alex DeMagli spar today, and Callum Thompson, Alex spar today, and Marcus Morrison, and to see what we were doing with the kids, to have them in from the academy to do some basic boxing work, some drills, and then watching the pros do some work that they were doing, and like I said to them, just watch and learn. And I was saying to some, it's a hard sport. If you want to carry on with it, it's a hard sport, and this is what you're wanting to achieve, or this is the best in the world that he's doing, and it's good to get them involved. And if it helps them and keeps them off the streets and everything else, I love it, because it's fresh blood. They're young, they're naive, and Ophi and Marcus were stood there looking at them going, which one's me, try to say which one were they when they were coming through, and Callum as well. So it's really good, and for the pros as well, having young kids coming in and they feel like they've got to perform now because kids are watching, there's a bit of an audience. So it's all good. I'm really pleased with the academy, the way that it's going, and the gym's going well. And like I say, just a few of the lads just need dates now. But regards to the interview, I said I've said my bit now. It's up to the fighters now to open their mouths. I can't be the talking point for all them all the time. I just could see the frustration at the time, and it's out there now. And I say hopefully the fighters get it. But I'm pleased that you come down.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.